Hi guys, welcome back. Today's episode is a little different than we have been doing them. I'm not so much talking about merchandising as a whole. I'm talking about the MC Design Academy. I know you guys have heard me talk about it. I had started off last year. I want to say the spring of last year. I was hell bent on creating an online platform that taught retailers how to merchandise, and we're doing it real life inventory levels. And I talked about some of my struggles with it. The biggest struggle is finding time to film. Usually I'm on jobs, and you can't really whip out a camera and start. I can do stories, but you start with the way this is formatted. It's a lot more in-depth information. So it's hard to do that when you're on a job and you have to be in and out, because it's start, stop, talking about why we're doing it, the whole thing. So it was challenging to get stuff filmed. The other challenge was during gift show, I obviously can't film in some showrooms. So that cut that out. And then it was just basic time. And as somebody had said to me, you schedule everybody else's business before you schedule your own. And it was true. I, was not scheduling my own things, basically putting time on my calendar for my project. My calendar is filled with everybody else's projects. And that is part of my job. I'm a merchandiser by trade. I'm also the podcaster. So, really the only two things I put on my schedule have been podcast interviews and merchandising for showrooms and for my retailers. And this today's podcast is twofold. There is something that I learned that I am still learning and I'm still trying to tweak, is that last year I put everything and everybody ahead of me, including my own project. Even working out, like I put literally everything in front, and I forgot to take care of Michelle, and I forgot to do things for Michelle's business, Michelle's other projects she's doing. So none of my projects really got the full attention they needed. And that's what I needed to do. It's funny. It's what I needed to do, but for some reason, what I needed to do for myself became less important. So now, 6 months, a year later, we have a lot of film that we were able to do. A lot of it, most of it, all of it is at Maison A up in Morgan Hill. The beautiful thing about filming in her store, and the reason why I started out doing this, is that it's real inventory levels. With there's not a lot of merchandising videos out there either. So I'm going to start by saying that. But when you start looking at them, you start digging into them. They're set up in these perfect situations, which is fine, but it's always a perfect amount of inventory. And, it's the displays, like all of a sudden it comes together perfectly. And I know, as well as you have a shit ton more of inventory. I mean, it's great that table was perfect, but to me, I was always looking around like, what happens to all the rest of the inventory that's in the store? What happens to the things that you aren't sure about where you're using them, or no longer fit, or something you're trying to reinvent? What happens to that? Why is that not being shown? Well, there's a reason, because it's almost virtually impossible if you're doing it in your own store. So my philosophy was like, why aren't I teaching merchandisers how to do this with real inventory, with real problems that come up, with real challenges, with, the reinvention of things like uppers, things like, signage, like holiday displays, window displays, all of it. And so I decided I was going to create this series and this platform. And the challenges that arose were, money is the biggest one, but two was really the editing process, the intro music. I had people that were working with me that said, it needs to be like a class. There needs to be like lessons behind it, or you know, an action plan after you watch this video so you could take out into your own store. And those things are still going to be happening. But until that happens, all this video is sitting, and it's video that we've had edited, video that I've paid flights for people to get to film. It's video that, you know, has valuable lessons that has been sitting for almost a year. So I'm decided, because why bother keeping all this to myself, to put it out on YouTube. So we created the MC Design Academy channel. We are going to be putting up all the videos that we have filmed over the last year. We're going to still put them out in short form, which is, you know, if you want to watch the whole setup of, you know, Mason A's entry table, you can watch it back to back. If you only have time to watch it bite-sized pieces, I think the longest video is maybe 9 or 10 minutes. But they are real, live, real levels of inventory videos. They are everything from uppers that I talk so much about, that it's so important that the top of your shelves that don't have, they're not shoppable space, you can't reach it. The shoppable shelves are storytelling. We talk about taking spaces and what to do with dead space. We talk about jewelry cases. We go over opening statements and the architecture. The architecture, guys, that's the biggest thing. And I'm so excited for you to learn this. But we talk about placement, and I walk you through when I run into problems, we are walking through them, and we are talking through the problems and how I fix them. We're talking about how to break down spaces. We're talking about creating concepts. We're talking about how to take old concepts and reinvent them and interjecting new inventory so it suddenly looks fresh and new. All of the things that I do as a merchandiser every single day, that I've done from Fred Segal to Anthropologie, I'm talking about. I'm basically giving up the secrets. But instead of it being a paid platform, now it's free. And now you can go on and watch videos till your heart is content and learn things and take them away. And as we go along, the platform will be available later down the line. There will be classes, there will be homework, there will be action steps for you to take after. But until that point, guys, there's a lot of free content on there. We're going to start releasing it slowly, so please be patient. Catherine, who is our editor here, is doing additional editing on it. She's the one behind the scenes putting it together. But please, like, subscribe, please follow the YouTube channel, because there is so much good information on this. Like, I seriously cannot wait for you guys to hear it. But again, it has been a long journey, and I hope that if there's things you want to see, you will DM us. I hope that if there's something you get stuck on, that you'll send me an email. If you follow me on MC Design and you've sent me messages, I answer almost every single DM that I can. I try and jump on calls when I can. And it's solely just because I love what I do, and I really want it to be where I help you guys do your displays. I help you answer whatever questions. But, in all these lessons, I'm available. You can send me a DM, you can send me an email, you can send me a voicemail. I will respond to everything that I can. But I cannot wait for you guys to see some of these videos, because, like I said, they have been a complete labor of love that has been happening for the last year and a half of filming. So you'll get to see the very beginnings and where it's like still kind of rocky, but still action packed and still tons of information packed in there, all the way up till where we left off at the last, I think it was holiday, or there's some Christmas as well. So it's almost a full year's worth of filming. So go on, like, subscribe, and follow MC Design Academy on YouTube. I can't wait to see what you guys learn, and I'll see you guys on the sales floor.